Hi, and thanks for logging on to the Daily DVAR Halacha. And here's a brand new halacha for you. And it's for Sunday, the 23rd day of August. Here we go. Some technicalities on Shofar. I guess you're going to feel like, hey, I'm not the Shofar blower. Why do I need to learn these? But this is Torah law. Let's do it. The minimum length of a Shofar is a tefach. A tefach is something like this, like your hand together with your thumb, about 4 inches. The idea is that if the shofar is at least a tefach, then you could hold it inside of your fist, and a little bit would stick out to your mouth, and a little bit would stick out past your hand, and that's how we need it to be, at least that for the minimum. Next law on shofar, and it is, sometimes you blow a shofar and a very high-pitched squeaky sound comes out. Sometimes you blow a shofar and a very low-pitched sound comes out. Sometimes you blow it and it's one continuous tkiya, but it's like scratchy sounding. So the general rule, although experts might have to sometimes be consulted, but the general rule is that all sounds are kosher. We don't care if it's high-pitched, we don't care if it's low-pitched. It is true that a tkiya is supposed to be one continuous sound, so if it got all chopped up in the middle by it getting all broken up, then yeah, that wouldn't be a kosher tkiya. But the fact that it's too high-pitched or too low-pitched wouldn't really matter. If somebody wants to fancy up a shofar by plating it with gold or silver or something, that's a no-no, because then you're not really hearing the sound of the shofar, you're hearing the sound of the shofar plus gold plating, and that's not what we want. We want to hear the sound of the shofar, so make sure that you're doing that. If somebody engraves something on the shofar, just scratching out, I don't know, an initial or something, that's okay, because then you're still only hearing the sound of the shofar. There happens to be an engraved spot in it, but okay, but it's still the shofar itself that you're hearing. The shofar must be pressed against the lips, preferably the right side, but it doesn't have to be the right side. If you're very talented and you know how to make the sound come out of the shofar when it's not pressing on your lips, that's not acceptable. It must be pressing on your lips when making the sound. If somebody wants to pour fluid into the shofar to wash it out, that is considered okay. Don't worry that it looks like tikkun mana, that you're fixing the vessel. It's not. It looks like washing, and washing is allowed. You're rinsing it out because that's going to get a clearer sound, so that is acceptable. If there's a crack in the shofar, that's something you should consult a Rav, have him look at it and make sure that everything's okay with the shofar. We need it to be in one piece, and he'll examine the crack and let you know. The prime time to get the shofar blowing in is somewhere after sunrise and before sundown. That's daytime on Rosh Hashanah, so it should be somewhere in that frame time. Obviously, if you're in shul, you'll just be fine. You do it along with when the shul's doing it. But, if you're in some kind of weird situation where you're stuck blowing it very early, so Nate's sunrise is the main earliest, and Shkia sundown is the main latest. If a person, for whatever crazy reason, has to blow the shofar before Nate's, before sunrise, and after Alos HaShachar, after the crack of dawn, he wants to squeeze it in that time, but it's before sunrise, it is acceptable if necessary, if you really have to do it that way. But prime time is somewhere between sunrise and sunset. Thanks for logging on. Log on again tomorrow for more. Bye-bye.